If you're a man over 60 and your mornings still aren't what they used to be, even after months of doing the right things, what I'm about to share is going to reframe everything. Because the problem almost certainly isn't what you're taking, it's when you're taking it. And that one shift changes what happens while you sleep in a way most men never expected. Thousands of men are already drinking beet juice. The science behind it is real and the benefits are documented. But almost everyone is drinking it at the wrong time and missing the window when their body needs it most. When you move this to before bed and add two specific ingredients designed for overnight vascular repair, the results men over 60 are reporting aren't about energy during the day. They're about how they wake up. Stay with me, because one of these ingredients works through a mechanism that no competitor, no health channel, and very few doctors are talking about. And that's where the biggest difference happens. Dr. Aria Brooks, urologist and men's health coach. Today I'm going to show you why timing changes everything with beet juice, what two specific ingredients to add for overnight vascular repair, and exactly how to prepare this before bed for maximum results. Before we go further, drop a comment and tell me your age and where you're watching from. To everyone, before we get into timing, you need to understand what beet juice is actually doing inside your body. Because once you see the mechanism, everything else in this video makes sense. Beets are rich in dietary nitrates. When you drink beet juice, those nitrates enter your body and go through a conversion process that starts in your mouth. Natural bacteria on the back of your tongue convert nitrates into nitrites. Those nitrites then move into your stomach, where the acidic environment converts them into nitric oxide, the master signaling molecule for blood flow. Nitric oxide tells your blood vessels to relax and open. Think of your blood vessels like highways. When they're tight and narrow, traffic slows down. When they open up, everything flows freely. Oxygen, nutrients, circulation to every part of your body that depends on it. The reason beet juice is so powerful for men over 60 specifically is that it bypasses the age-related decline in your body's own nitric oxide production. Your endothelial cells, the cells lining your blood vessels, naturally produce nitric oxide through their own pathway. But after 60, that system becomes progressively less efficient. Beet juice uses a completely separate route that remains fully functional regardless of that decline. That's the foundation. Now here's the part almost nobody's talking about. Your vascular system doesn't rest while you sleep. Repairs. During deep sleep, your body releases a cascade of restorative hormones, growth hormone being the most significant, that signal your blood vessel walls to rebuild, reduce inflammation, and restore their ability to respond to nitric oxide. Think of it like road work. The highway stays open during the day, but the real maintenance happens overnight when traffic is low. For men over 60, this overnight repair window is critical. During the day, your endothelial cells are under constant stress, from blood pressure fluctuations, from inflammation, from oxidative damage. The quality of your overnight repair determines how well those cells function the next day, and the day after, and the day after that. Poor overnight vascular repair is one of the main reasons men notice circulation declining gradually over years. It's not one dramatic event. It's thousands of missed repair windows adding up. This is where beet juice becomes something different when you take it before bed. The nitric oxide your body produces from those nitrates doesn't just improve blood flow in the moment, it signals vascular smooth muscle cells to relax during the critical repair hours, creating the exact environment your endothelial cells need to do their best work overnight. But beet juice alone still leaves two significant gaps in this process. And before I tell you what fills them, there's a reason your body can't fully use the nitric oxide it's already making. And it has nothing to do with how much beet juice you're drinking. The first ingredient is pomegranate juice. And the science behind why this works is the part of this video I want you to pay close attention to, because it targets a mechanism almost nobody in this space is talking about. Your body produces nitric oxide through two independent pathways. The first is the nitrate pathway, exactly what beet juice uses. The second is the endothelial pathway, where your blood vessel cells produce nitric oxide directly using an amino acid called arginine as their raw material. Here's the problem. There's an enzyme in your body called arginase. Its job is to break down arginine. And in men over 60, arginase activity increases significantly, which means more and more of your arginine is being consumed before your blood vessel cells can use it. Endothelial pathway is being quietly starved of its own fuel. The factory is still standing, but someone keeps stealing the raw materials before production can begin. Think of arginine as the wood your body uses to build the fire. Arginase is quietly stealing that wood before it can burn. Pomegranate stops the theft. Pomegranate contains compounds called punicogens, unique to pomegranate and found in no other common fruit, that have been shown to inhibit arginase directly. When arginase is inhibited, arginine is preserved. When arginine is preserved, your endothelial cells have the raw material they need to produce nitric oxide through their own natural pathway, completely independent of what beet juice is doing. Simple terms, beet juice brings its own nitric oxide source. Pomegranate protects the source your body was already trying to use but couldn't access. You're not doubling the same thing. You're running two completely independent production systems at the same time. During the overnight repair window, that dual production is exactly what your blood vessels need to do meaningful restoration work. Studies on pomegranate and vascular function have shown measurable improvements in endothelial health, arterial flexibility, and nitric oxide availability, with the most significant effects seen with consistent overnight use when the body's repair processes are most active. It's around 60 to 80 milliliters of pure pomegranate juice. Not a blend, not a cocktail, not one with added sugars. The label should say 100% pomegranate juice and nothing else. Dark red, not pale. Pale means diluted. Add it directly to your beet juice. The tartness of pomegranate cuts through the earthiness of beet naturally, and most men find it genuinely easy to drink consistently. Now stay with me, because the second ingredient targets something that neither beet juice nor pomegranate addresses. And it's the reason many men do everything right and still wake up the same way. The second ingredient is turmeric with black pepper. And I need to explain immediately why these two must always go together. Because without black pepper, turmeric is almost completely wasted by your body. Here's the vascular problem that beet juice and pomegranate don't fully solve on their own. Every day, your blood vessel walls accumulate inflammatory signals from stress, from processed food, from environmental exposure, from the basic friction of normal circulation. Chronic low-level inflammation does two things that directly limit your overnight repair. First, it stiffens the vessels, making them less able to expand in response to nitric oxide. Second, it impairs your endothelial cells' ability to both produce and respond to the signals controlling blood flow. Think of it like this. You can push a door open all you want, but if the hinges are inflamed and stiff, it won't move the way it should. That's exactly what vascular inflammation does. The signal to open arrives. The vessel can't respond fully. All the nitric oxide in the world can't overcome a blood vessel wall that's too rigid to respond to it. Turmeric contains curcumin, one of the most thoroughly studied natural anti-inflammatories we have. Makes it specifically valuable in a before-bed protocol is its sustained effect. Curcumin doesn't reduce inflammation acutely and then disappear. It works over hours, suppressing the inflammatory pathways, specifically NF-kB signaling, that keep vessel walls stiff and unresponsive. Taken before bed, it works through the night, reducing inflammation during the exact window when your body is trying to complete its vascular repair. Research has shown that curcumin improves flow-mediated dilation, the clinical measure of how well blood vessels open in response to increased blood flow, through an endothelial mechanism that's completely independent of the nitrate pathway. It's not duplicating what beet juice or pomegranate is doing. It's removing the physical barrier that was limiting how well both of them could work. Now here's the catch most men miss. On its own, curcumin is poorly absorbed. Digestive system processes it so quickly that very little reaches your bloodstream in a usable form. This is where black pepper becomes essential rather than optional. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which has been shown to increase curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. That number is not a misprint. Without black pepper, you're absorbing almost nothing. With it, you're getting the full therapeutic effect. Add a quarter teaspoon of high-quality turmeric powder and a small pinch of black pepper to your mixture. When choosing your turmeric, look for a product that lists at least 95% curcuminoids on the label. That number tells you the active compound concentration. Anything below it means most of what you're buying is inactive filler. The turmeric blends smoothly into beet and pomegranate juice. The black pepper is such a small amount you won't taste it, but your body absolutely will. Let me tell you about a patient I'll call Gerald. 68 years old, retired teacher, came to see me frustrated. He'd been drinking beet juice every morning for 3 months. He'd noticed some improvement in daytime energy, but what he'd actually come to see me about, his mornings, hadn't changed at all. When I explained the overnight repair window and shifted his protocol to before bed and added these 2 ingredients, he looked at me like I'd moved the goalposts on him entirely. 3 weeks later, he called the office. He said the first thing he noticed was sleeping more deeply, less waking, more stillness. Then by week 2, the mornings started shifting. He said he hadn't woken up feeling that way in years. His exact words were, "I feel like my body remembered something it forgot." That's the overnight window working the way it's supposed to. If you want to take this further, I put together a complete guide called the All-in-One Men's Vitality and Intimacy Blueprint. It covers the same strategies I walk my own patients through, laid out step by step, so you can follow it at home. You'll find it linked in the description and pinned in the comments. The quality of your ingredients determines whether this protocol works or doesn't. Don't skip this part. For your beet juice, fresh pressed from whole organic beets is ideal. If you're using commercial beet juice, check for no added sugars or preservatives. 1 ingredient on the label only. For your pomegranate juice, 100% pure, not a blend. Dark red, not pale. Pale means diluted. Same rule as the beet juice. 1 ingredient only. For your turmeric, look for a product listing at least 95% curcuminoids on the label. That number is your quality indicator. And always pair it with black pepper. One without the other is not the same protocol. Before I give you the exact recipe, there's one thing most men do without thinking that quietly undermines this entire process. Because the conversion of nitrates into nitric oxide begins in your mouth, with the bacteria living on the back of your tongue, using antibacterial mouthwash in the hour before you take this kills the very organisms responsible for starting that conversion. No bacteria means the first step of the entire pathway doesn't happen. You're drinking beet juice and getting almost none of its nitric oxide benefit. Brush your teeth after you take the mixture, not before. That one habit change protects the process from the very beginning. Here's the before bed protocol exactly as I give it to my patients. 200 milliliters of beet juice, 60 to 80 milliliters of pure pomegranate juice, a quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder with a small pinch of black pepper. Blend or stir thoroughly until fully combined. Take it 30 to 45 minutes before bed. That timing matters mechanically. Gives your body enough time to begin the nitrate conversion before sleep hits. So nitric oxide production overlaps with the earliest stage of your overnight repair cycle. Too close to sleep, and you miss the window. Too early, and the effect peaks before repair begins. Give this 3 weeks before you judge it. The first thing most men notice is sleep quality. Deeper, less interrupted, more restorative. Then, around week 2, the mornings start shifting. Warmer, clearer. Energy that holds through the morning without that familiar early crash. The brain fog that used to sit on you until mid-morning starts lifting sooner. And gradually, the morning response that used to feel automatic starts coming back. Quietly at first, then more consistently. Blood vessels are rebuilding every single night. They were always trying to. You're finally giving them what they need to actually finish the job. When that repair starts completing, when a man wakes up feeling like his body is working with him again rather than against him, it changes more than his mornings. Changes his confidence. The way he talks to his partner, the way he moves through his day. The quiet sense that something has returned that he'd quietly accepted was gone. That's not a small thing. That's the difference between feeling like you're managing decline and feeling like you're actually living. Before we wrap up, I want to share something a lot of my viewers ask me. What natural supplements actually deliver results for men's health? After looking at the research and testing what really works, I've narrowed it down to four essentials: one for stronger erections, one for stamina and performance, one for testosterone balance, and one for prostate comfort. These are all natural formulas backed by science, carefully selected to work together for maximum results. I've linked them below in the description and pinned comment. Check them out and see how they can help you feel your absolute best. And remember, this channel is a safe space where men support each other. Share your thoughts below. Let us know your age and where you're from. As men age, this isn't the end, it's a new beginning. Dr. Arya Brooks, and I'll see you in the next video.